Alright guys, before today's episode, just a wee reminder that our next live show will be at the Pavilion Theatre in Glasgow on Easter Sunday, the 31st of March. Tickets are going fast, so get yours now if you want to come along and see us in that big room.
Yes. Hundreds already sold.
Hundreds.
Hundreds left.
Not thousands, to be fair.
No.
Hundreds.
Because it doesn't hold thousands, the venue.
It was 1,000 and a half,
And-
kind of.
400.
Yes, 1,400.
1,400 altogether. But listen, guys, they're going like hot cakes.
Yes, they are.
Pretty hot.
Less than
cakes.
1,000 to go, it's safe to say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
Safe to say
I don't think other ways we can frame it.
scraped into that margin.
No, but we will be, it's going to be very exciting. We cannot wait. If you've been to any of the live shows before, you know how fun they are. And they are all up. If you want to watch them back, if you maybe go, well, for £3 a month, you can sign up to the Patreon,
3 bloody measly
As
quid.
little as.
where you can watch all of the previous live shows that we've done, 5 of which are currently up on the...
Hours of content.
For less than a meal deal.
Yes,
With
and
a
then
club card.
by then you'll be like, these are fucking amazing. I want to see this in person. And then that'll be you. Before you know it, you'll be sitting in the pavilion watching us.
The live show's always a bit more blue, a bit more raunchy.
Yes.
It's
You
after
say that.
dark.
You've said that too many times now that they're expecting to get our cocks out of the.
Aye.
It's not that blue.
No nudity, but
It's no magic Mike.
no. But I'm starting to lose weight, so maybe I will have my 6-pack on show.
I'm
by then.
planning to be in shape for it as well, so by then the whole...
We're all going to hit the roids for the pavilion.
Aye, it's going to be like a UFC weigh-in. We'll all be up there.
Full Monty.
Aye, it'll be great. But yeah, obviously you can sign up to the Patreon for as little as £3 a month and get access to an extra episode every 2 weeks, plus all this bonus content, including the live shows that we just mentioned, and a behind-the-scenes documentary from The Fringe. You'll also get first dibs on tickets for upcoming live shows, and one-off Patreon-only exclusive shows that we've just done a couple of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks to everyone that came to that. It was class.
Very fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. But yeah, guys, well, apart from that, we'll hopefully see you at the pavilion and enjoy today's episode.
Enjoy.
the ep.
Welcome to the Some Laugh Podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No,
It's
there's going to be some.
some laugh. So what's this dandruff?
Guys, I've got a wee issue
You're amongst friends.
that I'd like your opinion on.
Uh-huh.
I've been getting dandruff off the beard
Right.
How do you know it's the beard? That's my first question.
because I can see it. I do this and it falls out.
And
it's-
because I can see a wee bit of it on your jumper
don't-
there.
One a bad
Don't point
colour
it
for
out.
You get a black jumper and a wee white specks there.
I've been using Head and Shoulders, but unfortunately it's not Head and Beard.
Yeah, it's
not
neither
sure.
head nor shoulders.
It's not, yeah, they don't have a specific one, so I don't know if it quite works.
It's Head and Shoulders for dandruff specifically.
Yes.
And
Is it?
that's
I don't know that.
No, not did I. Aye.
Joe Hart kept that quiet on the advert.
He did indeed.
But what I think, here's my conspiracy.
Uh-huh.
That they put something in there that creates dandruff. Because I use it and it's great, and then if I don't use it for a day, it's like my head's shedding.
I've kind of got a similar. I've got a similar theory about face. What do you call it?
Moisturiser.
Moisturiser.
Makes you older.
I think like because that like it's something that makes your skin more greasy. That means you need to keep using moisturiser.
Yeah.
I've got no proof of this.
They're at it.
But I think surely that would mean that it would make sense financially for them to
It's big cream.
big cream and big dand.
Big dandruff. Big dandruff are at it, man.
So I didn't because the logical solution I would think from your problem, Stevie, is just to shave your beard.
I don't want to though. That's the issue.
Well,
When was the
even
last
trim
time
it?
you were clean shaven?
I had to clean shave for Queen of the New Year last year
Right.
as part of a character.
You
So
had your wee moustache, I remember. You were
Yeah.
unrecognisable.
I was.
Like
thanks.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Is that why you had to shave for that when you had the tash?
Yep.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have made you wouldn't have.
There was no
stood
reason
out.
for you to have a tash in it, though.
No, it was a sketch that had half of a line, I would
Yeah.
argue.
Not worth a shave, I don't think.
The line was, "Come on."
That's a full line.
I was a police. Oh, it's not a line, it's a word. That's that.
Well,
They had to method act for that.
I was a policeman, and I was actually thrown under the bus as soon as I was rehearsing in a Scottish accent, and I said, "Can you do an English accent?" So I had to go, "Come on."
Anyway, no, just do your Scottish
Yeah,
accent.
so just
The line wasn't long enough for it to really matter.
you couldn't really hear.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Is he doing an English?"
Did you not have a tash in the one that it was Charles with the fingers?
the one I
That
was
was a
picturing.
fake tash.
A fake tash.
She had a real tash.
I
and
had a
fake
real tash for the police officer line when I said, "Come on," and the fake tash was.
But the
I
fake
had a
tash would have
couple
been
more.
redundant if you had your beard, surely, because then it just looks like a beard. Doesn't it? You would need because to have a tash,
Yeah.
you need to have the rest shaved.
You can have a longer tash and a shorter beard, sure, but
true.
you'd
'Cause
kind of
did they not change the law? Because police officers weren't allowed beards, right?
back in the day.
I think
They're
that
allowed
came.
them now, no?
I think it came up in the news recently. I think that it was
Dinner
controversial.
ladies as well,
They're not allowed beards.
not like beards.
All right.
I've
How do you explain half them at masculine?
A lot of the ones in masculine like the sack now.
I have seen a wee dinner lady man who's had a wee hairnet over his beard though.
Hairnet over his beard.
Yeah.
Have you thought of doing that? Get rid of the dandruff.
Need to wear it for my podcast.
Your dad's a dinner lady, man.
That I know that. Have you ever been played by dandruff in the past? It's never been a thing that I've been aware of having.
I'm 32 now, Jennings.
As you get older.
20 bits.
That's one of the things that happens. I think I don't know if anybody's got a tip or anything. I've been trying everything. I've been trying the dandruff shampoo. You know, so that's the only thing.
That's all I've come up with so far.
That's the only
home
thing
remedies,
you can
no?
do. But have you-
Manuka honey or something.
is that a thing?
Nah, but
It's for the voice.
that always comes up in these things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Manuka,
For the voice.
Yeah.
I used to do. I used to work for Clyde One, and we were doing the street team, and there was a certain band on, and they made us go out and buy Manuka honey for them,
really?
and
that
an
man's
iron.
name was what?
One half of Westlife.
Right.
Boys Life or whatever.
I think so.
Is it?
Oh, that's an actual band, is it?
Because
Half
it's
of West.
well, this is
And Boyzone.
CMB and Mike Rice were in here doing Enjoy an Album. They're talking
Yeah.
about Westlife, and they brought that up. The thing about
right.
because Brian McFadden and one of the cunts for Boyzone do Boys Life. Was it them?
Yeah, it was that. They were doing like a Christmas Christmas light switch on or something,
And they made you
And Paisley
scuttle
or
out.
They made it snow.
and they needed an iron board, Manuka honey.
I would say the first
Had
two.
to go to Home Bargains for
the
all that.
first two legitimate things, because I was just in Newcastle at the weekend there, and it does my nutting that every hotel I go. I mean, obviously, I'm going to like budget. I'm going to Premier Inn at best.
That's pretty good, Premier Inn.
The Premier Inn is good. I love a Premier Inn,
Decent.
but I do get annoyed that why don't they just put an iron in every room?
They should.
You obviously
Yeah.
need an iron. You're putting stuff in a suitcase,
Yeah.
and then sometimes you need to ask for a fucking hairdryer as well, which is
At
Beyond-
That's
reception.
unacceptable.
beyond the
Yeah.
pale for me.
Yeah.
But
What
I've
am I
done
paying
that.
for?
I know, that's it. And then you're checking out at fucking 11 o'clock in the morning after checking in at 3. Do you want me to fucking stay here? What the fuck? But no, it does. That's a regular thing for me now. It's like I always need to go and get the iron, cause I need to iron a shirt to go on the stage. But the problem is, I was in the Motel 1, I think it is, in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And they've got an iron that's like there's no water in it. There's a dry iron, I think it's called.
All right.
But it's fucking shite.
Shite.
So it's like I'm on stage with a crinkled tap, and I'm hanging to the stand. I'm like, this is because I use.
Do you know what you should do? Here's a little tip for you, Jennings.
Aye.
Go put the shower on full pelt and hang your shirt
up.
in
Doesn't
the
work, does it?
bathroom.
I always do that, but it
The
never works.
old steam routine.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Never works the way you want.
It
Well, it's
doesn't
like
work
you
quite as
used to
well,
be
but-
able to put it in the tumble dryer. I say that because we used to have a tumble dryer, don't we? But and that was the idea that it could get some of the creases out. But does
Aye.
that work?
It depends. If it's one item in the tumble dryer, I think it could work. But if there's a bunch of items,
That's
it's
a lot.
Have you
energy.
tried that to get rid of your dandruff? Just hang yourself next to
That you hate
the.
in the tumble dryer.
the tumble
Like you're
dryer.
trying to kill yourself.
No,
You
just
hate
outside the
dandruff.
shower, just like let the steam for
I
the
don't know if
bathroom.
the steam would help.
I don't understand what dandruff is. I've never understood it.
I don't know. Is it dead skin? I don't know how I'm shedding so much skin. I'm like a snake. It's horrible.
So I've had that. I've got eczema. I've had bouts of it where it's bad, and like you will get it like that on your shirt, or whatever, and it's shite. But I've never had dandruff.
Maybe that is it. No,
I don't know.
don't know. These are the problems we face in our old age.
Are
Fair
you
enough.
feeling old,
32.
Mark?
Yeah, man. Like I've been all right in the last couple of weeks, but I did have a lot of back and hip pain of late. That I'd been going to the physio about a lot, and just having to do these mad stretches and shit like that. And but I was
I feel
just
like you're
like,
never out the physio.
no, I know. Like actually, the guy was like, I been seeing him for a bit, and then I was like done, and I'd done my back in, and like 2 weeks later I had to go back after like being like, right, hopefully we'll see you again for fucking ever. Basically,
How do you do this? Is it
just at the gym, but I think my form was a
your
wee bit bad.
form's terrible?
My form it was with the squats, but he told me to change my form, and then I think I was leaning a wee bit too forward and put my back a bit. But it's better now. But the stretches and that have been good. But it's like one of the things. So I'm like through my entire 20s, like I never had a problem with this, like just getting all these pains and wee niggles and injuries and all that, and then now it's pure constant. But
Comes at you fast,
it
life.
does. No, the sunners are shit, man. Now I'm like, I think it's just you're so much more tired and energy. Like,
Yeah,
see
I've got
nights
no
out now, I'm like, I'd rather just go home than
Aye.
fucking anything else.
I don't think we were meant to live this long, were we?
Originally, it was like, when did you die? 35 or something?
Is
The
it
back-
Tutankhamun
the-
and all that? They would all be dead at
Back
fucking
when we were all
30.
Stevie's height, back in the day, and we died at 35.
Malnourished. Back in the medieval times, peasants. If you lived to 25, you were fucking. That
We're
was
doing well for
attention.
peasants, boys.
We are.
No, we are.
Like good thing, so.
that is
And
what
peasant
nerves.
years were like 100.
Aye. I do think that a lot now. I'm like going get, and that's how like I think sometimes about like that's probably why you should have kids, because effectively it's like you're becoming this old fossil, and you need
For them to look after.
then you're putting your DNA or you're passing on your thing to this youthful person who's coming up, and then they've got the
And they look
spark and
after
that
you.
stuff. But I'm like, I feel like I'm too young to be thinking this way. But it's
I
just
know, it's really crept up though, I think.
it has
Yeah.
crept up.
And people older than us listen to this will fucking hate it.
Oh,
'cause
they'll-
you're fucking old.
I know.
You're like, well, yeah, we
Just
are all
imagine
getting
how
old.
they're feeling, man.
They must be fucked.
You
must
must
be
be
so
absolutely
fucked.
fucked, I know. No wonder you're listening to this in bed. You're fucking lying down. But no, but I do think that because I'm like, I think it's a weird thing these days. Like, because obviously, with the way society is and stuff like that, you need to work probably into your mid-30s or whatever before you're ever, if you're lucky, in like a stable financial position and that stuff. Because I'm like, I just wouldn't be able to afford to have a family or anything like that now. But then I'm like, but there's a reason why it's probably is like the biological thing that you just have wains at fucking 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because then that's when you've got your energy and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been I think I've just been living too much a Peter Pan lifestyle and into what is getting dangerously close to my mid-30s. So
Comics are bad for that, aren't they?
I know,
Must be
comedians.
a problem that most of our generation have, though, because
Think
everybody
so.
stays at home a lot later now, and you've always got this attention and all. I don't think we're equipped anymore to have kids and stuff.
No, I don't think so either. And then
Because you're always you want to be the center of attention.
I'm losing my teeth and all. That's a bad sign.
You want to be the center of attention, and then you have to bring up a kid, and then and then you're no longer the center of attention. It's them.
It's
and
them.
I don't think you're equipped.
No, no. I just think in general as well, like just financially and stuff like that, it's so hard. Like, I mean, like everyone always goes on about like how, you know, all the fucking boomers bought their houses for 20p or whatever, which I suppose in some ways is over exaggerated because, like, obviously, like, probably our parents, like, there's no as if they were pure like living it up or something, They were
Aye.
just getting by,
But it was going further though.
but it was going further.
Like my mum and
Yeah.
dad couldn't buy their house with their jobs now.
No,
No way.
100%.
No.
So it's just different, and I think, you know, it just changes stuff. And I think also as well because like so much more opportunities. Like as before, fucking Tinder and all this shit. Like was it so like or whatever. You know, you just don't need to settle down as quickly, and the religious stuff and all that was a big part of that as well. So now we don't have any of these constraints. So you're like, why would you do that? But then sometimes you like that. It's just the biological thing. Then hits you go, oh, actually, because then if I had Wayne's now, by the time I'll be fucking old as fuck by the time they're, you know,
I know.
15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Who is it? Because people are waiting longer. And like, you know, like, was it Al Pacino has had a kid. He's
That's
like
right.
fucking 85 or something.
So is De Niro as
And you know,
well.
the
Aye.
dirty grandpa. The two of them both at it. You know, you'd be fucking dead by the time they'll be visiting an old folks home when they're like 10 or something.
I know.
Yeah, but guys don't have a biological clock, do they, to have wins?
I know that's it. We're complaining about this, and it's, you know, I think it must be so much worse for women, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely. The menopause.
Go on, tell us what you know about the menopause.
I believe it's when you can't have kids anymore, innit? Don't know the biology behind that.
And we didn't know what the fuck dandruff was 5 minutes ago. So
Do you?
no, but I'm saying we
It's
didn't know. Like,
inexplainable.
we're not. I don't think we're going to, you know, give the definition of the menopause. Oh, what the fuck is this white stuff that's coming out my beard?
No, I'm not. I'm not a doctor.
No,
How am I meant to know?
maybe one day you'll get an honorary doctorate.
I'd love that.
That would be great. I'd love to see what is it, a commencement speech?
Yeah.
Steve's 10 rules for life. I'd love to see it. Like those Jim Carrey ones or whatever. Sweeping music under it.
That was
just
inspirational.
Just, I don't know, try and wash every day. Keep your head
Head
down.
and shoulders.
Put your shirt outside the shower.
You try and,
to get by.
yeah, don't try and grill tomatoes and your bacon.
No. Did you have MD interesting at your uni graduation commit? Did you have anyone getting an honorary doctorate?
Mandela.
At yours? At Glasgow Cali?
No, for my year, but he did it 1 year.
Did he?
Wow. God, he must have been fucking confused by what was going on there.
All our buildings were named after South African presidents and stuff.
Really, aye?
Thabo Mbeki, Nelson Mandela. Another one.
Keep going.
Lucas Radaby.
No, he wasn't there.
Aye. Hopefully all the ones after apartheid, not like ones like during it was going on.
I don't know if it was any of the baddies in there, but I think Mbeki, Mandela, what was the other building? I can't remember.
Why was that?
I don't know. Because Mandela came one time.
Because he came one time, I know. Glasgow, when Nelson Mandela died, Glasgow Pier bigged up the fact that he spent like a day here once.
It's like Elvis at Prestwick Airport. Touched down for like 2 seconds.
I had to refuel. I actually read the Nelson Mandela, The Long Walk to Freedom, when I worked in a call centre. It's fucking long, man. But
It's a long ass walk.
I know. I mean, he fought 27 years in that prison. It was fucking long. Try reading your book about it, for fuck's sake. But no, it was
the
brilliant.
book was long, Jimmy.
And the book was long.
I thought you meant like your shifts in the call centre.
No, that was true, but actually it was funny because I was like comparing myself at the time to Madiba.
Fucks.
I'm like,
He's
God.
always doing this. Jenko and chained again.
But what actually happened, kind of like no long after I'd read that, was I was full time in the call centre at that point, and I was like I wanted to quit, and I was thinking it didn't even make any sense because I was like, I wanted to quit and get a job in a bar. It's just something else so I could do stand up. But then I was like, if I was working in a bar, I couldn't do stand up because it's like the same times. I should have just coffee shop or something like that, right? But I ended up getting a job in Bunker, and my first shift till finish was like the Easter Thursday. And it was like pure, that's like as busy as like Christmas Eve or something. It was just mobbed, right? And I was like, I'd only done a couple of shifts. I'd never worked in a bar before. I didn't know how to make cocktails, and I was fucking terrible. And like after a couple of hours of just getting pure overwhelmed and cunts being raging because I was making them shite mojitos and all this kind of stuff, they took me off for glass collecting. And I remember thinking like, I could just leave. Like, why just leave?
Did you?
And I went, no. Because Nelson Mandela
Loved a mojito.
he stayed in that prison for that time. I can at least make this 10-hour shift, and I done
You
it.
can't be comparing yourself.
Imagine
That is what went through my head.
Jesus
I was like, I
Christ.
need to, Mandela stayed, you know.
That's wild.
That is literally why. And then, but the next day I
That's
went in.
something I would say.
But I went into the call centre the next day, and I handed it, and I just said to my boss, "Can I go part time?" And I just ended up going part time instead of.
Is that what he'd have done as well?
Can I just do this jail hang part time?
Well, it's funny you say that because he actually kind of did. If you read the book, which I have, not like seeing near the end of his sentence, I guess as it was starting to become clear, look, we're not getting away with this for much longer. He was able to go out and all that, and he would just come back like he was like.
Why would they come back?
But it was like, I know people get day released or something like that. It was like, on that for ages, and he was just like cutting about in town and all that, and then we would need to go back to jail. But like, I was like, by the end, it was like a kind of like, he was part time in jail, much like me,
like a cat just coming and going.
pretty much. Aye,
And a Nelson
With
flap
Mandela
on
flap.
yeah. But that was genuinely, it had a big effect on me.
A big inspiration to you.
Nelson Mandela. I was because it was. I think it must have been no long after that he died, and I was upset because I was like, God, I've just read his book, and he was an inspiring man. So there you go.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
And if he can fight, if he done that just for what he believed in, I could, have the same
you
commitment.
believed in again? Not being shy to making cocktails.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to be good at stand-up. It's a very selfish pursuit. Yeah. But that was, but he was doing it for a cause, which is admirable, and no cunt does that these days.
What was his main cause? Apartheid.
Stop
Getting rid of apartheid. He wasn't.
He famously opposed to apartheid.
No one was more opposed than him, I reckon.
No.
Good stuff.
Aye, but anyway, I don't know how we got into that. Oh, you were saying
comfy dandruff.
Nelson Mandela was he done a
He had
commencement
dandruff.
because he done a speech at Cali. Did you have any at yours?
We had Bill Forsyth, the filmmaker, who did
aye.
like Gregory's Girl and stuff.
Oh, aye.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, he was cool.
Is he from Dundee?
No, don't think so. I don't know why he was there. He just getting. I don't know if he studied there. I don't
Do you
know
think
if
they
there was any
confused him with Neil
connection.
Forsyth, who's
Aye,
been on
maybe,
this?
yeah. Fucking gutted when he started talking about Gregory's Girl.
This was the guy that wrote fucking
Guilt.
Bob Servant.
yeah. Sergeant.
I had Armando Iannucci.
That was a good one.
Did you?
Aye, it was really good. Yeah,
At
yeah.
your graduation?
Aye, he was getting it at mine. It was
It
cool.
was quite funny.
Do you know, I don't really remember it. I don't remember that much. I don't think it was like overly. I think he just gave a wee kind of motivational thing a wee bit, but I don't really remember much about it. I just remember thinking that was cool, and at the time it was when I'd already done a few stand-up gigs, and I was wanting to kind of do some comedy stuff, and I just remember thinking that it was a nice, maybe a nice sign.
That is a good one. I remember seeing him do, his film Death of Stalin.
Aye.
I went to see a Q&A with him at the GFT
Yeah.
before that. But I'd been up working the early shift at the potato sheds the night before. Started at like 4 a.m, and I was just literally full asleep during this Q&A.
Fuck.
Yeah,
So I'm sure he had. No, I was asleep. I'm sure he had loads of great insight, but I missed it.
You
all, so I
slept
was
it?
working at the potato shed.
Genuinely slept.
Yeah. My sister enjoyed it.
I used to feel, because I remember the amount of times I'd be going to London for mad gigs or whatever, and I'd be going to go to Central and Stu just be standing there in that potato shed, man. And I knew one day you'd make it out, Stu.
Yeah, I made it out. That was kind of my long walk to freedom, getting out the front of Glasgow Central.
the short walk to freedom.
The short walk to Pret.
And the audience of mine was Emma Thompson, because her ma was doing the wee speech
All right.
for mine. Is it her? Am I making this up? Is her mum Maggie Smith? I must be making that up.
I don't know.
No idea.
I don't think so.
I'm not really.
I'm not up to speed with this shit.
No.
I know that Emma Thompson was on that list of the 60 greatest Scottish comedians or something. When I
Was
thought
she?
she was neither.
Neither Scottish nor a comedian. Is that her that played Thatcher? Am I thinking of somebody totally different?
You're not thinking of Gillian Anderson?
I am. Aye.
Emma.
I'm bad with names. I
She's
always
funny
think
and everything, but I don't think she does stand up or anything. I think she's just an actress.
No, it's someone completely different. This old woman, Philidia Law.
Yeah, she's over 35.
I'm sure.
it was her ma that was doing it.
Yeah, she's from
her?
She's from Glasgow, so I'm pretty sure she done the wee speech at mine, and I'm sure Emma Thompson was sitting a few rows in front
That
of
would
me.
make sense.
Yeah. Don't know where I got Maggie Smith from.
No.
You're confusing old ladies.
Old
think it's
Scottish lady.
That's your dinner ladies again.
Maggie Smith. No, I saw Emma Thompson seen me pick up my wee scroll.
There you go. I remember at my graduation there was a protest with the Glasgow Uni students at the time. The guy was a guy that was the head of the uni called Muscatelli or something like that, and they were all raging.
Muscatelli.
Something like that. It was an Italian kind of name, but I think there was loads of protests at that time for more pay for the professors and stuff. It was something like that, or something to do with the union. But anyway, loads of people were going up and no shaking his hand when they got their scroll. And I was like, I should do that.
You're
But then
scab.
I also didn't know what the thing was about. I was so like not checked into anything that was happening in the uni. And I also was just like, it feels a bit like shite, like to like when you actually are face to face with somebody to beat up your dick to them for a reason that I don't even really know what it is. And I was also like, just give me the fuck. I just wanted the.
What did
the
you say the
degree.
reason was?
It was it was some student protest. I can't really remember what
Was it a
the deal.
beast or something?
No, it was just something to do with like it was either like student pay for the professors or something like that. But I was so like this because I was living at home and I didn't know, and I just thought they were all a bunch of wankers anyway. All the people at Glasgow, but they were probably in the right.
What did you get for your degrees?
2-1.
I got a 2-1.
2-1.
This is a very 2-1 energy.
That's it. That is the 2-1 podcast.
Dishing out fucking, dandruff advice.
What was your dissertations on?
I didn't do a dissertation.
Did you know?
Didn't have to. I could just do regular modules. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I've been half-arsing them the whole time. I would have changed now.
Yeah.
Even though I did English, didn't need to do a dissertation.
Wow.
That's the
Did
University of
other people?
Dundee. Yeah.
And you just chose not to?
Nah, sounded hard.
I think the option that we
You
had,
give me the choice, I ain't taking it.
there was the option people could have done a creative writing course, I think, instead of a dissertation in my one, but hardly anyone done that.
That sounds more fun.
I know, but it would also be like probably harder, wouldn't it?
Do you
To
think?
write a good fucking story.
Ah, come on.
Oh, it's much easier to say like what the themes are in a book than it is to write something.
Aye, it's
Creating
easier.
stuff's hard.
It's easier to criticise than to create.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That is true. What was yours on?
I done mine. It's interesting now, given the sort of people who always talk about George Orwell, right? But I done mine's on 1984, and it was because everyone always goes on about the cameras and Big Brother and all that stuff. But I thought it was interesting because I pure loved Noam Chomsky at the time, and it was all. And he's got a book called Manufacturing Consent, and he describes how the propaganda model works in like America, like the West, basically. And I was like, well, how does that compare to how people in 1984, like how the propaganda works? And the main thing I remember thinking for it was in 1984, Big Brother's watching you, but he's only watching like 20% of the population that are in the city and all that. Most of the population, the pros, he calls it in that, are like, they don't even bother watching them because they distract themselves with fighting and football and drinking and gambling. So like there's a bit in the guy, I think Winston or something, goes into where the pros are and like Big Brother's not watching anyone there because they distract themselves, and that's like 80% of the population. And there's a thing Chomsky talked about where it's like the news and like what's happening in politics and all that, only about 20% of people even care about that. The political class, it's called. And then the rest, everybody else is just watching football or whatever. And that was like, I thought that was really interesting how that correlated. And then there's just other stuff like that about how just like, all the fucking shit that Chomsky and all that talks about, and how it related to what was meant to be a totalitarian society. But turns out it's not so different to the one we live in to this very day. That was it basically.
Very clever. Was that the last line of your dissertation?
I actually
Exclamation
I
mark.
read a copy of it. Like, I had it in my emails and I read like the first
JPEG
few
of
lines.
Nelson Mandela at the bottom.
Dedicated to Nelson Mandela. And but I read the first couple of lines and I'm like, what the fuck am I talking? It was unreadable because none of this mad academic language. It's so
like a wanker.
dry and wanky. I was like, what the fuck? But I got an A for that, right? And the good thing we could do with our dissertation is you could pick what semester. You could put it in to be in for the December, or obviously just at the end in May. And so I put it in the December, and half of our grade for our degree was for stuff in third year. So by like the last few
Basically
months
had
of
it in the
uni, I
bank.
basically had it in the bag.
Yeah.
So I was like, fucking, it was pure. That's when I actually started doing stand up and all that. Was that last couple of months of uni because I'd basically already graduated and more or less I'd had to have done really bad not to get a 2-1 at that point. So it was actually quite good to course. So it wasn't the pressure. Because actually what used to happen a couple of years before at Glasgow Uni for English is that you would take courses through third and fourth year. So you say you take 4 courses each year, and then you need to sit 8 exams at the end of fourth year.
So shit from like
From
ages ago.
2
fuck
years,
that.
and you need to sit it all a couple of weeks, which is fucking insane. But I knew a guy who was a couple of years ahead of me that done that, and he was fucking raging when he found out like how easy we had it comparatively. So it was a long stroll to freedom for me by the end of the end of uni. What did you do yours on?
Fear appeals and social marketing.
What does that mean?
Scary adverts.
Scary adverts.
Like smoking adverts and underage drinking.
Smoking adverts were crazy when we were young.
Yeah, they were. But
That
that's
cartoon one, it's bogging and all that.
that is bogging, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we aliens or some shit.
I don't remember that.
Well, that's where it's kind of I was trying to discover who is it targeted by what. So for young people, they'd be more affected by what other people think of them and how they're perceived. So that's why that mad one. It's like a bunch of lasses smoking and they're singing like a a girl group song like that.
You not seen it? It was doing the rounds again recently on like.
I know. I can't think. I must have seen it, but
they look like the Sugar Babes or something, but they're singing about smoking fags.
Singing about how they're smoking fags and boys keep running away from them because they stink.
Oh, do you remember that? Aye.
There was one where it was like a house party and a girl was getting off with a guy and he thought she tasted rank or something.
Yeah. So it's all about how people like that's minging or your image to affect young people. That's how you target to them. But old people, it's like, you're going to die and look at this horrible old woman who's got a hole in her neck because she smoked too much.
Yeah.
And then people will be like, oh no, that's bad.
Aye.
So
this is the conclusions you're drawing.
Word for word. It was Cali, it was fine, I passed. It was quite interested in that. And I done like focus groups and stuff. So it was interesting to see who...
I'd love to see you leading a focus group.
I say a focus group was like...
You have seen it.
I have seen Steve lead a focus group at that sketch thing. Remember we done that? the prank thing.
That's right. We done a prank focus group.
Do you know
was it all loads of daft products and stuff?
Yeah, me and CMB.
Do you know what? Actually, we've got that footage and we should show that on the Patreon. Let's do that because But so the thing that it was funny because everybody had their own individual sketches. That even when we done the sketch,
I
felt
watch
like
it on the Patreon.
Let's do a watch along. But
nice.
Even when we done the sketch show, like sometimes like Roscoe and CMB or something would have an idea, and I'd just hear them kind of talking, and I wouldn't even really know what it was about until I'd watch the sketch. And then so the thing that you were pitching, one of the things was called seat trousers, and so I just kept hearing seat trousers, and I didn't really. And then I was meant to be like the kind of like the go between like for the people that are doing it. I was like doing their kind of pre-interview,
real hustle,
and bringing it in. And then we was like halfway through doing the presentation, and then you just go seat trousers. And it was like a pair of trousers that just had like wee ladders attached to them, and I fucking nearly burst out laughing. I was like, I can't believe this is what we've been talking about the whole time. That was mental though, wasn't it?
I wish that show had got made.
I'm so glad it didn't.
I'm so glad I never seen the light of day. But
Yeah.
on the
I wonder how
Patreon.
different all your careers would be if that was
If we were a bunch of pranksters.
you're the pranky guys. I wouldn't be here.
I know.
Yeah.
I do remember just thinking, no, it was like going to take up. So I think we actually done maybe one right before the Fringe, and it was like just such a pure waste of every cunt's time, basically, one thing, because it never went anywhere. And then like,
Aye.
it was just pure. Well, we need to write jokes.
I know it was weird because we did go in pitching a sketch show, and then they were like, "How about a prank show?" And that was like the.
And what was funny because the remit was that they needed a prank show, and then none of them ended up getting made.
Yeah.
I don't think because there was another one that
Classic
beat us
telly,
to it.
Yeah. Why would you need a prank show? Why is that one of the things we need?
People of Britain need this.
We're crying out for a prank show. But no, that was so funny.
Oh, man.
You used to put on those mad voices for it as well, which was
we're
like
doing the marketing voices. Hey guys,
See trousers, okay?
we got seat trousers here, guys. You want to try them? And then now we were doing stuff like eating oranges through the skin, like it's an
it's
apple.
your mad stuff.
And it was just. It was like 3 people. It wasn't even a lot of people. It was like 3 people, and they're just like, "What is this?"
I know, it was so weird. The thing I always think is like, see if you just met Steve, you never met him before, and he started speaking that way.
Hey guys.
Would you think that is anyone's normal voice?
Yeah, look at me while you're doing it.
Hey guys, I got some seat trousers for
No,
you.
it's so stupid. It's so stupid. If I'd be taken aback, like that'd be a jump scare if someone spoke like that.
Have you met someone, even if it wasn't, because you
Well, obviously I
obviously
wouldn't be confident. You couldn't call them out on it, but
'Cause I don't know if I've-
doesn't
You're
sound
like, you're
right,
at
man.
it.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone actually speak like that.
No one talks like that.
But my marketing teacher, Ronnie Ballantyne, spoke like
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Can we
He's
just say
like,
no?
you
Do we
can-
need to cut this name out, or can we keep it in?
Probably do.
Oh, for God's sake!
I don't know, man. It's probably fine. He was a lovely guy. He was great, but he kind of spoke.
Beast?
He was a marketing. No, he wasn't. He was this mad marketing guy who'd spent time all over America and all that. He's like, I'm a marketing guru. Okay, I've marketed Coca-Cola in loads of countries, Indonesia, United States, and it was all the
Yeah, Coca-Cola really needed marketed, didn't it? You know.
But it was like that was his voice, and he's a great guy. But
But so that's the one person who talked like that.
yeah, I'd say.
How accurate do you think your impression is of him?
I'm not even taking the piss.
That's really what it was like.
He would the marketing.
But how old was it? Because the thing is, it's like coming for you. It seems.
Yeah, he had lovely long locks, beard,
I
wee
love this
scarf,
guy.
leather jacket.
This guy fucking rocks.
Yeah,
sounds cool as
he was
fuck.
cool as
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Aye, no wonder. You're marketing him to me right now.
I'm gonna try and find him. You stop.
I'm not. I can't speak to. Was it Ronnie Ballantyne?
Ronnie Ballantyne.
Best name I've ever heard.
That is a great name, to be fair.
But I always thought I did business at school just because I liked The Apprentice. Did it in 5th year,
Aye.
and I remember even at the time thinking like the teachers weren't that old, and you're like, they're teaching us about business, but they don't have businesses, or like they don't.
Yeah.
What's the story here? They've just done buess
There's
at
a
uni
boy
and
there.
then come here.
Yeah, that's it.
Crazy. Yeah, that guy's fucking class.
There is there.
Wow. That he does look cool.
I'd watch a documentary about that guy.
He looks a bit like that guy, the Scottish cunt that's always on GB News.
Neil Oliver.
He looks like
Oliver.
Neil Oliver.
Steve does a good Neil Oliver
He's
as well.
got a bit of the Oliver about him. Some boy, man.
He's
He
kinda
looks sound.
a non-evil Neil
Yeah.
Oliver.
He was a good guy.
Well, he did market Coca-Cola to the Philippines.
I know.
So
To
that's
be
right.
to be fair, aye. Why did you choose English? Why did you choose to do that?
I only took it because I wanted to go to uni and I couldn't think of anything better to do.
Yeah.
And it was what I was naturally good at school.
Were you kind of forced into doing it by your teachers?
And
choosing
doing
something?
uni?
Yeah.
I just didn't have any plans. I couldn't think of it. Just like, it's what you do, innit? That's like
Aye.
what most people did. And I couldn't be fucked being an adult.
Yeah.
That'll kill 4 years.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't go to uni when I did.
Go a wee bit later.
Yeah, chose something I actually wanted to do.
Aye.
I only done it because my mate Callum was doing it, and then he got into
Yeah,
Strathclyde,
that's so you.
and then he left it 6 months later.
Did he?
Marketing, so
They had some pro-apartheid chairperson over there. Did
I wanted to be a journalist. Well, the whole reason I done it was because see, when I was in school, like I got a work placement at the Daily Record, and one of the teachers who ran the work experience knew a guy there, so I got to go on the sports desk. I basically just wanted to get paid to go to the football, and so I went to Daily Record, and there's a guy, Scott McDermott, who still works at the Record or the Sunday Mail, and he took me round, and like while he was like driving my boot to like go to all these like interview like some cunt for Kilmarnock or fucking, we went and done loads of cool shit actually, like went to Hampden for the book launch of God's Never Offside, that mad book, which is mental, man. And
is that
weird pal Marvin Andrews.
Big Marv?
Big Marv, yeah.
Starring
He's
Marv.
touched all of our lives, Big Marv.
Yeah, this is great. I used to
How's he
Snapchat
touched
that
your
guy.
life?
He lived in Kirkcaldy for a long time.
Did he?
He did for Rovers, so he was just around when I was at school.
Did he ever come to any of your house parties?
No, I never actually. Although there was always an ongoing joke at house parties at school, like that people would have the odd like lower league Scottish footballer like as a friend on Facebook, and they would always invite them.
Aye.
So it'd be like, you know, Kieran, Andy, Steve, whatever, and it'd be like Prince Boabin, who used to play for Dundee United. I think it was. Still waiting to
Not
get back for
attending.
Prince Boabin. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, big Marv. I think he was around, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was the what happened. I've told this on stuff before, I think, but like the book launch of that thing, God's Never Offside. It was like all these people are Christians and they were doing the book launch at Hampden Park, and Marvin Andrews came in, and he was at the time, that was that season when he'd get his cruciate ligament injured, and he was still playing, and all the journalists were swarming around him like that, like just try to figure out how have you done it. He's like, it's because of God and all that, and he had a hat that said Jesus is my boss, and I was like, well, it's my cliche, but you know, but by that anyway. So Scott McDermott was taking me out into all that kind of stuff, and he said, oh well, I done English lit and language at Glasgow Uni, and it's a better degree than journalism, like a lot of people consider, and it also gives you a backup if you decide to do something else, which was just as well. Because by the time I went and done it, so I was like that. I left school in 5th year.
Sounds like
just,
a lie to me. I didn't get shit out of my English. degree.
well, you know, we're here now.
Yeah.
So, but
Just speaking English.
when I'm speaking English,
Fluently.
you know, arguably, and no, but then so I just like when it got to 5th year, I was like, I just applied for uni. I was like the only one in my year that applied in 5th
That's
year.
crazy to me.
And
You
because
went
I just
to
went,
uni in
You applied
fifth
to uni in 5th year?
I left after 5th year.
Oh, really?
I went straight to uni, and
Like a child
That's a weird
genius.
ass move, that, innit? Yeah.
I know,
Chess
but
prodigy.
it was kind of because it was partly because I just wanted to get it all over with. I was like, exams that were so stressful. I thought, fucking 4 years of this. Like, get it over with, get a job, settle down, blah blah. Little did I know that I'd
Fuck
pick a
that
path that was
plan.
never going to happen. But I that, and also because a lot of my mates in school left in like fourth, and they were all a year above me and left in fourth year to go and get an apprenticeship or something. And so, like the ones that I was closer way outside of school, so I was like, I wasn't that asked about hanging about for 6 years or anything. So I just applied, and then like people try to talk me out and stuff. And I did.
So were you 17 for that first
I was
year?
17, just turned 17 when I started uni. Because I was tall and all that, I looked old enough and I just could get served pints and all that in the union. But I was too young to know what the fuck was going on. Like, I mean, I remember being pure like fish out of water when I went up to Byers Road for the first time, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Had you never been there before?
I was like, I landed in the 70s or something. Like, I was pure like, what the fuck? Why is everyone wearing corduroy and all this shit? Like, I pure was like, it was a big, and then I was still like going to the weekends and fucking drinking in the park with my mates and all that stuff. But I'm like studying Shakespeare not during the day. It was weird as fuck. But anyway, so by the time I fucking got end of uni, obviously just started going to stand up and that. And
Was Shakespeare a big influence on you as well?
I kind of avoided that because it was a pain in the ass. Because you need to always like read the fucking translation to figure out what it meant and stuff.
It was like reading 2 books at once.
Basically, but I know because I do feel like that's a bit of a gap in my knowledge. I read the odd one, read the odd couple on them.
How many of his works do you think you could name?
I can name a few.
I mean, I can name a few.
I can name a few.
But that's not the same as having read them. Is
Right,
it?
well, here's the thing. Me and Stu both get English degrees. I think Steve, you're the one putting this forward, right? So let's see how many Shakespeare's can you name?
Romeo and Juliet,
Okay.
Hamlet, Macbeth,
Sure.
Comedy of Errors. No, what is it? Is that a thing?
I'd have to check. I don't know enough to slag you.
The
I don't think
Merchant
that's-
of Venice,
It sounds a bit like one of those West End, like the play goes wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Okay, I have read that, I think.
You know, there's loads.
The Comedy of Errors is one of William Shakespeare's early plays. You into the
There you
early
go.
stuff?
I'm into the early.
Before he got popular.
Back when he was just Willie.
Big Willie.
Bill. I like to go by Bill.
Bill Shakespeare.
Before he got above his station.
You know, so I could go on.
You could go on, but let's not.
I think that's quite a lot.
Comedy of Errors is such a root one name. But I don't want to call Shakespeare a hack, but that is such a shite name.
It's one of his comedies rather than his tragedies.
I think they're all
an
right.
error of comedy.
They're not funny though. They call them comedy. They're not funny. I went to see it. It was pish.
No, this
It's the
is
most fucking Glasgow thing you've ever said. Even though I do agree with you, obviously the shite, they're terrible, but
tell you what, it's the Housewives of Glasgow.
No, but it was. What I mean,
He's not saying it's all laugh.
no, that's
I'm
true.
saying it's all errors.
But I think he's so revered because entertainment didn't exist back then. That was the only
It's a
thing
piece of
on.
piss.
Right.
So he's got a
If
captive
you're doing
mark.
Yeah,
some
give
shite
her the
open mic.
fucking Game Boy Advance or whatever.
It's well better than Shakespeare.
A Game Boy Advance better than Shakespeare.
Tetris is better than Shakespeare.
So much better. If they had that back then, they'd be like, get this Shakespeare cunt to fuck.
To fuck, I know. But then I wonder that was like probably the closest thing because in terms of how popular and stuff it was to like stand up or whatever new, and then you could maybe say like with TikTok and all this kind of stuff, maybe stand up's becoming an irrelevant art form the way that the plays of Shakespeare, and even though it's got artistic merit, maybe nobody gives a fuck anymore.
Aye, maybe there'll be a couple of wee guys in couple of 100 years time saying,
Going like that. Stephen Buchanan
See,
is
that's-
shite compared to our modern technology. Don't know why everyone reveres him so
"I've got
much.
the Game Boy 3000. Do you know what I mean?
Game Boy Free.
All jacking off with their VR headsets. We don't need your sketches.
No.
Don't need your daft wee sketches. No, I'm not saying he was shite. I just said some of his the Comedy of Errors was shite
I'm not familiar with that.
when I went to
Have
see
you
it.
ever seen Shakespeare in the theatre, Stu?
We went to see The Merchant of Venice at school. And much like, I wasn't working at the potato shed then, but we all fell asleep during that as well. There was like just a row of us sort of asleep when they put the lights on.
Iannucci, Shakespeare.
He could have done with punching up that script because they tried to do like a modern take on Merchant of Venice. It was
Aye.
like, it was just confusing though because it was like really old fashioned, but also set in the modern day.
King
Right.
Lear, there's another one.
There you go, easy. Just keep chipping them in. I was really confused. It was like bouncers and they had like bomber jackets on and they had like mobiles and stuff. But it was they're talking like Shakespeare. Terrible.
Did you ever see is it Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet?
No.
It's kind of modern Romeo and Juliet.
What, the one with DiCaprio and stuff in it?
Aye.
No, but we had a poster of that in my English class in high school. I do like Baz Luhrmann though. I like that's no. I don't even know why. I think he wrote it, but he's not singing it. But no, that song, everybody wears sunscreen or whatever.
I think you showed me it or
It's
something.
great. Live in New York once, but leave before it makes you too cold. Or it makes you too hard. Live in LA once, but leave before it makes you too soft. Basically like Glasgow and Edinburgh. It's cool though. I like that one.
No, I think he's quite cool, but I just don't know if it's
What else has he done again?
Elvis film.
Elvis,
Great
Great
Gatsby.
I've
Gatsby.
seen that.
Aye.
He quite likes.
He's a mad bastard. He's called Baz for a start. That's
It
cool.
sounds like somebody you went to school with.
Mad Baz. Is he Australian? Is that
I've no idea. You think so? With a name like Baz?
Baz.
You get a lot of American Bazes, are you?
No. No, you know. No, I don't know. I kind of like that, but also it's like that. It's like they're cutting about saying old words, but they've got modern gear on.
Yeah, I think
Guns
what people
instead of
say.
swords and all that.
Yeah, is he not like? Is he quite hammy, Baz Luhrmann? Quite like.
I think
He
he's
did
like,
Moulin
lays it on
Rouge, is
thick,
that?
people would say. Like, because
Yeah.
it's like the Elvis thing was pure, like a fever dream, and it's all a lot of glitter and shit
It's
like that.
Presswick in it.
Was that?
It's Presswick in it.
That's what
Nah,
it's
they cut-
about.
Aye, it's about the half an
that
hour he
hour.
spent.
That would be something BBC Scotland would make. wouldn't it?
8-part series on Elvis's 12 minutes in Glasgow.
The long road to Prestwick. Oh, fucking hell.
How did we get onto that? Dandruff. I can't keep a lid of this.
I've not
fucking
even asked you how
conversation.
you've been yet. What's come under the boil, guys? No, even got
What's
it.
happening?
When did I see you? Or a stand-up show?
Stand-up show last week. That was good.
Was fun.
That was great.
Chat about that a wee bit more on the Patreon, maybe.
Yeah. What you've been up to? You've been on holidays, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have rival holidays.
It's like a holiday showdown.
You should have just went to the same place that Stu was going. And
We
tagged
offered.
along.
We were looking
Well,
at
to
Mark's-
each other. He didn't
I
actually say this
mentioned,
to
but it
me.
looked like I text you, but
Did
it
you?
looked like a joke, I think. Because he was, as a bit, but also seriously, doing Instagram stories about just like what a shite time he was having. Him with his face tripping the moon Gran Canaria watching like the shitest band you've ever seen.
So did you hate it? You didn't like solo traveling?
I didn't. No, it's like it just felt like a busman's holiday. To be honest, it's because we're away so much on our own for doing stand up. That the other thing was I just needed away for a week. I only really had that week to go. I'd been busy all year with stand up and the pod and everything, and I just finished the edit on the special, and I was like, if I don't go now, I'm just gonna be sitting here and I'll just keep doing work and all that. So I just need to take myself away for a bit. But obviously, if you're single and you've got no mates that would just come away with you or available, then you go yourself, don't you? Which is becoming a more popular thing. It's more accepted. You've done it earlier on this year.
Self-love.
Stu, self-love and all that stuff.
Hell for love.
Which I don't have a problem with,
Hell for
but I should have went somewhere where, like, and I did want to go somewhere quiet because I think partly if you're a bit, like, I was like, I don't want to go somewhere where there's pure hundreds of people that are all with their mates and all that stuff and it's sort of rubbed in my face. But then I think I went too much the other way and went somewhere.
You need
Drank-
somewhere where there's stuff to do. I think you need a
Stuff
city break, but they can be kind of tiring as well.
This is the thing, and cause like my whole life, I've just been on a city break in fucking Newcastle that weekend, and the thing I'm about to do another one, Birmingham and all that stuff, and it's like I just felt because I was going to go to Seville, and then I just thought I just want to sit by a pool, so I went to Gran Canaria, and you know, to be fair, weather's still good there. During the day and all that was great because I was just, you know, you're gonna. I was just going up. I was going to the gym. I was sitting by the pool, read a book, great. But then like night, you're thinking, I'll go out, get something to eat, and then you'd think there'd be a couple of bars with some people and maybe some younger folk, people around about our age or whatever. It was like me and like everybody was like over 50, unless they had Wayne's with them.
You're hanging around with the 12-year-olds.
Well, I was in an adults only hotel, so I was like, I'd done that just 'cause I couldn't be asked with Wayne's and all that stuff. But it basically just meant it was me and a bunch of pensioners, effectively.
Spent
And then
10 of them.
I genuinely
pals.
don't think I spoke to one person in that hotel apart from the reception the whole time I was there. But I
It's
did.
giving Alan Partridge.
I was. It was very little travel time, but I just went out and like the bars and it were just about half empty. But it was like I was going to a quiet bit of a quiet place anyway in the off season. So it's kind of, you know, I got what
not
I was
looking
looking
good.
for. But it was a beautiful place. The weather was nice. It was nice to just get a break. But I think partly it's like you're working so much and sometimes you're on your own so much that I could have done with a bit more socialising is all.
I'd love to see your attempts at making friends with the oldies. in the past.
I just genuinely didn't. I just barely, but a few people did come up and speak to me. I did meet this one guy one night and we ended up going out, and I'll save that for the Patreon. But on the whole, absolutely nothing happened. Actually, one night I just was like, I'd been out to watch like the football. Thankfully, football was on most nights or during the day, so I just gave myself something to do. But there was one night and I was in this place and I was trying to stop drinking beers, so I just started drinking rum, but they started giving me doubles. I had a couple of doubles. And then I went back to my hotel and I'd bought a bottle of rum for the room just.
You're off the rails, man.
I'm literally just sitting like reading a book out in my balcony, but I'm just drinking
Straight
rums.
rum?
And then like the next day I woke up and I was so hungover. I wasted a whole day in bed, and I'm like, this is the biggest waste. I'm like, I've not even done anything, and I'm pure fucked. So yeah, so that was the extent of it. So basically, I need a fucking girlfriend, I think.
Settle down now.
I know
Don't
that's
call
it.
out.
But how was yours, Stu?
Yeah, it was very nice. I wasn't alone, so it was a bit different. But
Yeah.
I went to
You've went solo once as well, though.
yeah, only once though to Lisbon, which is the nights that are hard, isn't it?
Aye.
That's the thing.
Which
You
I
can
knew
occupy
going in,
yourself
do you know what I
during the
mean?
day.
But like, if it was a bit in a town or something like that, it'd have been better.
I got really lucky one night in Lisbon because I went to a bar and I was reading a book and I was like, I'm just gonna go out. Even though I'm not the kind of person I wouldn't go up to people and I'm
No.
a bit shy or whatever. But like, someone came up to me because they'd just read the same book, and then
Aye.
because of that we hung out and then went
That's
out with them.
Nelson Mandela, the long walk to
Yeah,
freedom.
didn't even break the spine. I was just trying to look smart. And so that was good. But on this, yeah, I mean, there's not much to report really. It was just nice. Went to
Yeah.
Rome, went to Naples.
What was the
Fucking
cut?
mental
Did you go into the Vatican and all this stuff?
Yeah,
What was that like?
I was talking to Stevie about this actually at the gig, wasn't I?
The
Because
Sistine Chapel.
I kind of shite.
Shout.
It's not that great, man.
So you think
I
so?
feel like a wank. for not enjoying
Michelangelo
it.
and Shakespeare both won blacks in this episode.
It's overrated.
It was. Saw a couple of Select tops in there, by the way. Mark,
Aye, of course, that's
Of course.
good.
No chapel.
The Pope must be they must be fucking sick of the sight of that. A couple of cunts for Glasgow.
Because it shutted like 6 or something,
Aye.
and we got in at like 5. So like, it was actually funny because it's a one-way system, right?
Hey, finish your drinks.
It's like 1,000 rooms or something.
Aye.
Surely you know. It felt like you saw all of them, but it can't have been. But it takes fucking ages to get into the Sistine Chapel. But people only care about that bit. So
Yeah.
people are just literally running through the Vatican essentially
to get
to this one room because they all just want to look at the ceiling,
This
which we did as well. That's what we
Michelangelo
wanted to see.
thing. Wow.
On the way, there's like exhibits and museums, but they're all just old pots, just a million old pots.
pots and paintings.
Fucking. Who gives a fuck about old pots?
Yeah.
though?
Aye.
We stopped for like 2 seconds to look at a
Impressive.
mummy. That was kind of interesting.
There was a mummy, was it?
Aye. We decrepit old, probably 35-year-old peasant back in the day. And then go into the Sistine Chapel, and it just. She said this, and she was like, wasn't saying it as a bit, but she was like, is that it?
Aye.
And that is kind of the feeling I
Yeah.
got of like.
Because it doesn't fill the whole.
It's just the one that the God with his finger on the
See,
guy.
I thought, in my, what are you picturing?
I just God. He was hand it like that, and the
Your
guy
man,
with the wee
the other
cock,
geezer.
Is it David?
and his eye, and they're
it called?
putting their fingers together.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
that is there, but in my mind, it's like that's going to be the whole ceiling.
Aye,
But actually, it's only a
Just
little
one
bit.
part.
There's like millions, well, not millions, but there's loads of
loads of
paintings.
stuff.
So it kind of like it took me a while to even figure out which one it was.
So it would be like if you seen like that one, The Last Supper, but it just took like it was a whole entire bar, and that's just one table.
yeah, you got the tennis girl scratching her ass. and all that. It was alright. It was we were a bit disappointed with that.
Yeah.
But the actual cities and that were great. Rome's fucking amazing.
What about the
Unbelievable.
Colosseum? Did you see that?
Yeah, it was cool.
Aye.
It was
No.
good. I didn't bother going in. Did you go in?
I went in.
Was it worth it?
Nah.
I got told it wasn't worth it.
Nah.
No. Someplace
It's
Kind
for
of amazing to see. that.
someplace for a gig.
I know. I think Sloss did that.
Did they?
What?
I heard Sloss played it.
And
Played the Colosseum.
Could
I
be
think,
wrong.
no, I think they have done stuff there before. Maybe, aye.
I
Not
think
as
they,
big as
they
us in
filmed.
Christchurch though.
No, it'd be good if somebody shouting out. It's like, get yourself on some last podcast.
I think they did. Did they not film parts of Gladiator there? Am I making that up?
You know, I think
Probably.
so. Well, I mean, that's meant to be what it is or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, when I was told that, I was like, surely you wouldn't. You could build a set. Why would you need to use an actual
I think if you got the option, you take it. No.
I just thought it was crazy because it wasn't meant to be ruins back then. It was meant to be in its prime, and it's all ruins inside.
Yeah, but you can CGI it or whatever, can't you?
Or just build a set.
All right.
I don't
Well,
know.
if they do a sequel, you can get on the crew for it.
I'd love to.
Some laugh live from the Coliseum.
I'd love to.
You got recognised as well, didn't you, Stu? You know
In
that?
Naples, yeah.
That's cool.
That is mad, isn't it? It was up like a side street as well. Was like nobody else there. I'm just glad she saw it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, it was like we're playing cards. I'm just trying not to look too pleased about it. Yeah,
Aye.
try and pretend that happens all the time on holiday.
That's funny.
Have you been to Naples now?
No,
No.
I've never been to
Fucking
Italy.
mental
Cool.
place.
Is that the home of pizza?
Yeah.
Napoli.
Yeah, fucking crazy place. Absolutely mental.
How come?
Just manic energy, like tiny cobbled streets. It's dirty as fuck, like disgusting industrial city. Just pictures of Maradona fucking everywhere.
Aye.
Just cunts shouting left. It's like, I don't know. It's you should go. I really enjoyed it. Loads of good pubs and bars and stuff, but just a fucking crazy place.
Crazy
And
place.
it looked like I know they won the league last year, but the celebrations must have been when April, May, when they won the league. But it looked like they'd won it like yesterday. It's just like I've never seen a city more dedicated to football.
No.
Wow.
It looked like they'd won the league like that day. It
That
was just
day?
like fucking streamers everywhere and bunting, and
Bloody hell.
it was really cool.
Good pizza.
Decent, yeah. I don't know if I got
Good
like
as
the best
Pisano?
stuff. I mean, to be honest, really similar.
Yeah.
As far as I
Is
was
that
concerned,
right?
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be schooled and there's like the best, because I had heard that it's like you'll get the best pizza you've ever had for like £4.
Yeah.
But it's not really what I experienced. It was good.
It's not
It's
like
a load of
£2
shit.
pizza slice in
It's
Edinburgh.
not quite as good as that. But the quality is shit, but it's only £2.
Yeah, they're at it.
Um,
It's a load of shit. I think we've got better pizza.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's
well.
like, the world has become smaller now, so it's not as if, you can't just fucking get a guy to fly here and make it the way he does, just like
yeah,
his
what
mama
is
did.
actually different
Exactly.
about
No,
it?
nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Nothing.
As if it's not like Guinness or something. It's like where it's made in. It's not
not getting
not
piped.
every pizza's getting piped through for fucking Italy. It's getting made here that day.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Do you know they make tenants, super tenants, because they drink that over there?
Yeah.
But I
By
was
the way,
reading-
that's my favourite like Glaswegian fact
Aye.
for them to say. I've paid.
Everyone knows that.
I've
Everyone
always
says it.
overheard people so many times going, like, do you know in Italy they drink Tennant
Yeah,
Super?
no, we're so proud of that.
Aye.
And I am
It is
too.
mad though, to be
It's
fair.
fucking mental. It's crazy. But they make it in Germany. So I was reading the bottle and it's like, that ain't even Scottish, man. It's just got a T on it.
All right.
Yeah.
That was like when
Still
we.
the same brand, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't understand. But
What's been going on with you? While we've been away?
Had a birthday.
Uh-huh.
fair enough, many happy returns.
Thank you. Turned 32.
You look delighted about that.
Yeah.
Well, what age was Jesus? He was 33, wasn't he?
You get a year left.
Got a year left
to accomplish similar things.
that he did.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a pretty hectic year in terms of that. But
In
I
terms
dunno.
of healing lepers.
yeah, did magic tricks, healing lepers, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from that, not done much.
No. Gearing up for your recording of your special.
It's in a couple of weeks.
Are you doing the show before then? Or are you just doing it on the night?
I did it in London a couple of weeks ago, but
How was that?
fun. Yeah, it was good.
You got up too much in London?
No, not really. That was my solo travelling.
Just to London and back?
Just taking pictures of myself looking miserable, putting it on Instagram.
Trying to get people to hang out with you.
I've actually been on a solo holiday. I went to Vietnam.
Oh, aye. How
You're
did
meeting
you...
your mate over there though.
I met him over there most of the days, but I mean, hi, can you?
Was
count
that the
as a
same mate
solo?
that... Was that the same mate that dropped out of uni?
Yeah.
Aye, there
it
you
was,
go.
Yeah.
And so how did you find it being on your own over in Vietnam?
I didn't mind it, but there was quite a lot to kind of see. Went to Halong Bay, Ninh Binh.
And just nobody to show it to? Or nobody experienced
I'm sure
it with
you've
you?
told this on here, but I love the story about the bus driver who took you to that beach.
They just tricked me.
Yeah.
I don't think you have told it on here, have you?
Tell Mark.
He's essentially the. I don't know if this sounds racist, but they're all at it over there. In the nicest way possible, they're all at it.
Martin James, he just came back from Vietnam and I had a curry with him the other week and he was saying the same thing. It's like it's just like scam central. Everyone's scamming
They
everyone.
love a scam.
Yeah.
And he said someone tried to do him with the most simple scam where they just point behind him and you'll like turn around and look and then they'd like steal your wallet. But it happened a few times to him. So he got wise to it. So somebody pointed behind him, and then he just instinctively pointed behind the scammer, and then the scammer turned around, and then he was like, all his wee scammer mates just busted laughing at the guy getting scammed.
Get scammed by Big Martin.
That's pretty
As
good.
soon as I got off the
So
plane,
try to sell you NFTs and all that, is that what this? What's going on?
NFTs? No, none of that.
Scams? Right. No.
As soon as I got off the plane, this fake taxi comes up to me.
Shags you.
Shags me up the arse. Like,
Scammed again.
See, I would have liked a bit of that in my holiday.
this fake, this
First
taxi.
positive experience Mark's had a taxi so fucking long.
This taxi, unofficial taxi, comes up to me, takes me to my hotel.
Up the arse.
Takes me to my hotel, and they were trying to. I was like, "How much is it?" And they were like, "How much have you got?" And I was like, "Well, that's not how it works."
No.
And they're like, "It's." They kept speaking fast when they said the price, and I was going through my wee wad of cash, and then they took the thing off me.
Sound like a colonial settler. Like,
Well, it's like you've got a thick wad, but it's about 40 quid. So he's going through it, and he's like, "This is how much it is." I asked Callum if that was correct. He's like, "No, they took like 3 times more than what it should have been.
Yeah.
It was like £12 or something, but
aye.
you know, it should have been £4.
Aye.
But it was still, he was like, you got bumped." And then so when I was going to Halong Bay, I was booking this bus from a wee agent to a wee travel agent.
Sure.
Right, booking this bus.
Hayes Travel out there as well.
Pretty much. It's essentially that's what it was.
That's who to blame for putting me to the fucking most boring place on the planet. By the way.
I always feel sorry for Hayes Travel every time I walk by. I've never seen one person inside.
That was it.
That was you.
I
You
went
were.
in because I didn't know where I wanted to go. I'm like, that's your job, telling people where they should go. So I'm like, I'm going to go in like it's fucking
It never occurred to me
1995.
to do that.
No, I did. I just thought I'll do it. 1995. Fucking say, tell me where to go.
Why didn't you go to like 2A or something like that?
Do you-
Hayes Travel just gives off bad vibes.
No, because actually the
Yeah,
one
it
in
gives off
Clydebank, it
Gran
used to
Canaria,
be,
that's how you
it
know.
used to be a Clark's shoe shop. That one in Clydebank Shops, like where that is
Oh,
now.
aye.
I don't know. I just for some reason I've been in there to get euros and stuff before if I've ever been away, and I
Still
don't know.
got
I
the
just
foot measuring machine in there.
They do, aye. That's for my sandals. No, I don't know. Something just drew me towards it. I don't know why. But I ended up, I should have went to Barhead or something.
Aye, at least that Barhead's a rung above it.
Aye.
So went to this wee travel agent, and I had to be back in time for, I think it was for my flight home or something like that, or essentially I was like, I need to be here for a certain time. There's this boat trip that I want to get, and then I need to be back for a certain time. And he's like, no problem. That's absolutely fine. We can do that. And I was like, right, okay, how we getting there? He was like, it was a bus. I was like, well, fine. Are you sure we can get to this place on time? He was like, yeah, 100%. And then he starts going around in this when I'm on the bus, picking up fucking hundreds
Every
of people.
cunt in them all.
Every cunt from their individual hotels, like 20 different hotels. And we've not even left the fucking area of where, like, I could see my hotel still, and he's still picking up people, and it's by the time that he said we would be at this place for.
Did you at any point you just get off the bus at this point?
No, because
He was assured.
I was
We'll be back
assured
in
we
time.
would still be.
This guy must
Steve
have
takes people at their word.
this guy must have nos in this bus.
So I said to him, I was like, oh, I thought we were going to be there. He's like, don't worry. And then it's like 2 hours later, I'm like, you told me we were going to be at this place at this time. And he said, yeah, but if I told you that we wouldn't get there at that time, you wouldn't have bought the tickets for the bus. And I said, I know, yeah, you're right. And he's like, so I told you we would get there at the time.
I was lying to you, Fix. I was scamming
I
you.
was scamming you.
The secret ingredient is crime.
He was like, and he was.
I
it
just
was
love
as
that
if
you
it was-
said it like that. It's
Yeah,
so funny.
he was explaining to me that he scammed
Yeah,
I
get
lied to you.
me, or else you wouldn't have given me money. And I was like,
You're a wee gimp. I don't respect you. I've taken your money.
that's harsh. Some of your true feelings coming out. And I was, but I would just have to laugh because I was like, that's,
Yeah.
I respected it in a way.
I know. I mean, it's like
It's fucking hilarious just to tell someone that I have scammed you.
just straight up. I had a similar thing to that I had to respect it once, right? And it was when I was younger, as in a nightclub, and I never like. I always remember thinking like, oh, like I didn't want to be one of those guys that would like try and like buy like a lassie's time by like often buy her drink so she feels like she has to like stay and have a chat with you. Like, so I would just kind of never really like do that, and I would, if I wanted to chat to somebody, I'd try and just chat to them, but I'd never be like, do you want a drink? Pure, just no, a cheapness, just that I don't want you to feel like, you know, like I'm pure.
Rum back in the room.
Yeah, but then there was this lassie one time, I was in a nightclub and it's like Bamboo or something like that. And she's like, buy me a drink. And I was like, no. And he's like, just buy me a drink. And I was like, right, fine, whatever. Like, as if, like, what difference is it going to make? I bought her the drink, and she was beautiful, by the way, right? And then I bought the drink, handed her, she went like that, downed the whole thing, hands me it back, and fucks off.
That's such a dick move.
And but it was such a dick move that I was like, I've actually got to respect it. I was so impressed, and I'm like, that is exactly why I don't do this.
Yeah.
But it was, and then I actually remember bumping the nail in the night, and I went, fair play.
Yeah, I think you do have to respect it if, like...
It's just so brazen. When it's so brazen.
Yeah.
Aye. But yeah, man, so they're all at it there.
And that...
What we saying, women and the Vietnamese. I'd like to distance myself from that.
I've met loads of Vietnamese people, and they're all like the weird thing is like they're all fucking so lovely and sound and dead friendly.
Aye. They're always pointing at things behind you.
But then they will do stuff like that, and they will be like, they'll do it with a smile as well. They'll be like, "Aye, but did you like how I did that?" kind of thing. And it's like, I do quite like how you did that.
See what I did there?
See what I did there? You glad you came?
Oh, brilliant. Well,
That's funny.
Well, listen, guys, I think that about wraps it up for this week's episode. As ever, guys, please just remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And you can follow us at SomewherePod on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. And send any questions you've got to the email address, somewherepod@gmail.com. You would literally be the first person to ever do that. No one ever sends an email question. But the reason is because we do often ask for questions on the Patreon, where people do often send us questions.
Yes, thank you to everyone who has.
And
I've got to
do
say,
send-
I'm looking forward to hearing on the Patreon about your night out with this random guy.
Yeah, well, you know, it's certainly interesting. There's a few other things that we're going to cover on the Patreon app that we're just about to record right after this. So do check that out for the bonus content and everything else, guys. But aside from that, thanks very much. Hopefully see you at the Pavilion. Tickets available in the description, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Guys. Goodbye.